Yo, boxing aficionados, what's up? What's going on? So, you know, I just wanted to make hopefully a brief video. I don't know how brief it's going to be, but I just want to talk about that. It was a very great night of boxing uh, last night in New York City. There was so much. There was so much class. There was a lot of class to what Top Rank put together. Um, it was a celebration of sorts, and it had a storyline. And the most important of the storylines uh, is Lomachenko pretty much being in the driver's seat as far as getting that Kambosos fight. He's the only one of all the fighters that are mentioned or rumored to get a shot at Kambosos. He's the only one that has a Mando position, and the WBO will go and enforce that mandate. And there's pretty much nothing that gets in the way of it, and I'll tell you why. Number one, the only thing that usually gets in the way of a mandated fight between the number one contender and the champion of a sanctioning division is if the champion of that sanctioning division has a unification on the table, a possible unification. So that's the only thing that trumps a mandation. Takes more importance than a mandation. A sanctioning body. Let's say you have a WBO strap and there's a WBC champion. You could petition the WBO or whomever to let you go ahead and unify before having to fulfill an obligation to a number one contender. So in the case of Kambosos, that isn't happening. That isn't happening because, because the WBC itself recognizes Kambosos as a unified champion. An undisputed champion. That's what Mauricio Suleiman says, right? Now, the WBO may or may not acknowledge the WBC's franchise belt as enough of a reason for not seeing Devin Haney as a champion that could supersede view of a Haney fight as a unification. So the argument can be made that could possibly happen, but I don't think so. First of all, everyone knows the relationship that the Honorable Bob Arum has with the WBO. I mean, a lot of people have made a lot of comments over the years of the WBO being Bob's organization, right? So if you're of that mindset, then you definitely can't argue the fact or should at least be open to the viewpoint that I am expounding upon. You dig? So that's not going to happen, right? Aside from that, and probably, in support of that, is the fact that Lomachenko is a bigger international star than Devin Haney quite possibly will ever be. The Lomachenko name in the boxing world, not the country, not the United States, it's much bigger than Devin Haney's, because of his Olympic achievements and what he's achieved in pro boxing. So it's a bigger fight. Now, bigger fight, more money. Lou DiBella and Peter Khan, Devin Haney's people. I mean, Peter Khan, Cambosos' manager. They'd have no reason to think that they can make more money somewhere else, especially with Cambosos' insistence that his next fight be in Australia. So he can get the Australian fight. Lomachenko would go over there. He's definitely willing to board a plane to go to Australia, Melbourne, Sydney, wherever he wants it. You did. And the promotional company attached to Cambosos, the same one that wanted to buy the Lopez Cambosos fight, right? That Lopez Cambosos mandatory fight that was willing to purchase it from Triller. Triller. Those people are still there. Those people are still very much involved and passionate about having an event in Australia. So that's the type of money that's already on the table. You understand? I remember when Teofimo Lopez, one of the reasons that Teofimo Lopez ended up doing what he did was because they talked to him about some Australian numbers. And he thought he was going to go to Australia and fight Cambosos there and possibly make from $5 to $8 million. And then, because of the COVID situation, it wasn't a possibility. And he resented that carrot being taken away from him. And so when he went to Top Rank and negotiated for the Cambosos fight, it was very disheartening for him to hear that this fight that was once offered to him at a minimum of $5 million, he was going to now make $1.5 million for. That it wasn't worth as much in the United States as it would be in Australia. But I think that Teofimo Lopez now understands, and he understood it. One of the reasons he turned down a trip to Australia, and he blocked the sale of his fight versus Cambosos from Triller to the promotional company in Australia, was because by that time that would happen, he would still only make the $3 million that Triller had paid for him, because the fight, Triller paid about $6 million for it. They were going to sell it to the promotional company in Australia for possibly, 10, 12 million. And the promotional company in Australia was going to make their money from it, But Teofimo Lopez would not have participated in the added revenue because his payment was already secured in the purse bid. That's why he turned down taking a trip to Australia. A lot of people don't really talk about that, but that's really what happened, And so now, all bets are off the table. Now it's just Lomachenko, Cambosos. Top Rank is not going to get in the way of a purse bid, These people could go from Australia, and I'm pretty sure that ESPN would really go all in on securing the fight and having it air on their airwaves, man. It would be a really big fight, kind of like what happened when Manny Pacquiao went to Australia and fought Jeff Horn. I mean, there was 5 million viewers for that, and it being back here on a Saturday late afternoon. So, That's a very good storyline to what's going to be happening next. Also, what was exciting about last night was, you know, the arrival of Big Baby Davis. Wow, I mean Big Baby Anderson, Jared Anderson, Big Baby Anderson. Man, what an entrance, man! And some people didn't get the pimp outfit, but I got the pimp outfit. The pimp outfit was because of Madison Square Garden, because he was fighting there on December 7th, because it was an homage to the Muhammad Ali Frazier event that had taken place there so long ago. I think it was around December that fight took place in 1973, I believe, or 1971, somewhere around there. The point is that if you look at the movie American Gangster, there was a lot of pimps in that crowd, man. Frank Lucas, what is that? Barnes, Nicky Barnes, all these hustlers and mafiosos was there, and in pimped out outfits with the furs and all that, and that was what Big Baby Anderson was kind of like playing up to and emulating. It was wonderful. That dude has such character. He's so talented. I worry about his size in that weight class, though. I do worry about his size in that at that weight class. He's not that big, and you could tell that dude that he fought, he wasn't as skilled as him, but the size gave Big Baby trouble, man. I mean, he caught him a couple of times, and then he switched it up and went from southpaw to orthodox and nullified him, right away. He's a very good fighter. Let's see how far he goes, Xander Zayas. That guy didn't belong in the ring with him. What Top Rank did to that Italian guy was criminal, man. That was borderline criminal, man. And but it's easy to mess up a putt, right? Like they could place the golf ball right near the hole, you can miss the putt, right? So that's what Top Rank did for Zayas, coming out party Madison Square Garden, guarantee him a knockout, and get more in touch with the Puerto Rican community in New York City. And he didn't shit the bed. He did what he was supposed to do, and he did it in emphatic fashion. He put those combinations together so beautifully. You could tell this guy has pristine. I don't know. I forget the word that I'm looking for, but basically he's on an elite level athleticism and skill set, and we'll see how he develops. But there's no rush for him. Like, if there's no rush for 27-year-old Jeep Davis, right? If there's no rush for 27-year-old Gervonta Jeep Davis, then there shouldn't be a rush for 19-year-old Xander Zayas. You dig? So let's all, be consistent. And I'm excited about. I'm about to see some of the Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis, man, he has a personality. And interestingly, his mentor, Terrence Crawford, does not. I think that. Well, let me just finish with the Keyshawn Davis. The way his hair and that smile and personable, and he's ready for anything and everyone. He wants to fight 10 rounders right off the bat. He's in the right camp. Bomack and them and Crawford, they're sharpening that man up pretty clearly, pretty sharp. But his presence at that event, his coming out party was a catalyst for Terrence Crawford being there. Terrence Crawford, man, um, he is the anti Keyshawn Davis. The guy refuses to smile. The guy refuses to be, you know, marketable. You understand? And I understand that that's just his personality. We got to accept it. But at the same time, you know, you have an opportunity, because I know Top Rank would have put him on, you know, interviewed him. I know they would have. They probably asked him if he wanted to get interviewed. And I'm thinking that he probably shunned them. You know, you could tell his attitude was like, I'm just here. Don't bother me. Well, that's a turnoff, man. And if you're looking for a fight with Spence, and I'm not saying that Top Rank has to be involved. What I'm saying is that if you're looking for a fight with Spence, man, and you want to put heat on that guy, then why not take the opportunity to have, you know, 2-3 million people watching this event on ESPN and say, yeah, you know, answer some questions. It's like, yeah, I'm hunting for fish. Like you did that shit with the in the ocean, hunting for fish. That was great. Well, now do it on ESPN for the cameras. Say, this guy's a piece of shit. This guy's, you know, I left Top Rank. He does, and Top Rank doesn't have involved more in this fight, and he's still ducking me. You know, you could say that, man, and really, really ring bells out there, man. But he misses the opportunity because he's so attached to his persona, man. And he's got to, you know, hopefully you can't teach a old dog new tricks, but, you know, I pray that the man gets that fight with Spence, no matter on what network televises it, but also that he opens himself up more for prosperity, because he does have a personality. He does have a good heart. He has a great smile, but he's afraid to show it, and I can identify with that because, you know, because of my own experiences, man. Sometimes you close the doors to your own blessings, and I believe that Terrence Crawford is doing that. Anyway, man, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. For those of you who are going to watch this video and are expecting to hear music, well, you know, I didn't feel like it right now. And I'm tired of YouTube, you know, flagging my videos, and because, you know, rights, copyrights and all that. So, but I'll continue to do the music thing because that's my first love. But I also try to do some videos like this moving forward. All right? Peace. I'm out. Next Level Boxing Talk, motherfuckers. I'm out.